Clipboard. Here we go. Okay, now. Now, the next one is, it came from round 3 of the 2015 U.S. Amateur Team East Tournament. And my opponent was white. His name was Robert Forney, and I was black. He was rated 1866, and I was rated 1558 at the time. So, all right, he plays E4. I play E6. He plays D3. I play D5. Whoops. And let me see now. Sorry. He plays Knight D2, and I play G6. Now I realize that this is a positional type blunder. Well, not really blunder, but an error because all these squares around here are weak. Now he plays Knight Gf3. I play Bishop G7. He plays G3. And then next, I play Knight F6. Sorry, Knight F6. Now he plays Bishop G2. I play Knight C6 because I'm getting these knights out right here. Now he plays E5 because he's attacking the knight. I play Knight D7 because now I'm attacking here and attacking here. Because now let's say he castles. Bam. Now I have this takes on E5, and I'm also taking on here. So his best way to defend it is with D4. So I castle kingside, and he castles kingside. I do Knight E7. He's basically I'm pushing my pawn up here. It's kind of it's an idea from it's an idea for the King's Indian defense, except for these two pawns are right here instead of over here. All right. Knight E7. He pushes H4 for some reason. I don't know why. I push C5 because I'm attacking here. He pushes C3. C takes D4. C takes D4. And I do Queen B6 because I'm attacking here and I'm attacking. Sorry, I'm attacking here and I'm attacking here. Queen B6. Now he pushes H5. Now I push A5 because you'll see. H takes G6 and then do F takes G6. Usually capture towards the center, but now I have this. And he pushes Knight G5. Now basically I'm trying to push his knight out. So I move my pawn to H6 now. My king can move to here. My king can move to here if he needs to. He pushes his knight back. He goes knight F3. I push my knight to F5. He's now this knight's attacking this pawn. And if he takes, queen takes, da. So now he defends it with queen A4. Now I get a brilliant idea. At first it looks like I'm just retreating my knight, which I am, but there's an actual and interesting idea. He pushes knight B3. Now, my knight can go here, I'm fine. But how can I make my knight go here with tempo? Anyone? You push here first. Now because the knight's defending the bishop, and then the knight can move here. And the bishop's attacking the queen. So he goes queen A3. I push knight C6 because now this knight's attacking here, this knight's attacking here, and this queen's attacking here. I say his best move was queen over here. That's alright though, fine. he moves rook d1. So I have an interesting idea. This comes from the King's Indian defense. I move my rook up to here. It can defend. It can defend along the second rank, and it can also attack here. But there's another idea to it. He goes knight c5. The idea is right here to attack the queen. Now he takes right here. Knight takes d7. So I'm like, the best move is actually rook takes d7. He pushes queen a4. He's defending there. Now I move my knight to b4. Oh, whoops, sorry. I move my rook to c7. Now he plays g4 to push my knight out of there. I go, if I take on d4, he takes on d4, knight takes d4, rook takes d4, queen takes d4, queen takes. Now, another way to calculate it is if he has the same amount of defenders as I do attackers on the square, I'm going to lose. Because once I attack here, I only have 2 defenders, and he still has 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all aimed over here. Okay, now my knight goes over here. Knight f to e7. He pushes g5. Now, here's one thing I did not want to do. I was looking at this, and I didn't want his knight to be here because I didn't want his knight to control this. The h7 to f7 and the e6 square. So no, I'm not going to do that. So instead of h takes g5, I push h5. Okay, now he plays knight h4, and then I do knight b4 because one, I'm going here, 2, this is cut off right here. The queen's cut off to the defense of the d4 square. So yeah, good prospects so far. Now, okay, after knight b4, he plays bishop e3. I'm thinking, all right, defend this square, got it. So I move my knight right here. Now, the first mistake of the game for white. Now, usually I would go right here, rook a b1 to defend this pawn, but he moves rook a c1, thinking that there's only one defender of that square, which is which the knight is pinned. But he didn't count on this move. He didn't see that move, I guess. Queen takes b2. Now I'm up by a pawn. So he might as well he figured he might as well just try to attack somewhere else. I'm thinking, all right, what's the best way to defend this pawn? He's bishop on h3 is attacking the e6 pawn. Now I move my king to f7. Defends the pawn, gets a little bit more active square. Fine. Now he moves his rook to b1. So I'm thinking, all right, let's force the trade of queens here. Let's try to get it. He doesn't. I think he would have been better if he would have gone over here. Say move a rook over here. I think he should have done this. Let's say he moves the rook over here. Knight over. Rook over. Something like that. Or at least something like this and go over there or something like, I don't know. But you get the point. So, but instead of queen takes a3, he moves queen b5. I'm thinking, wow. At this point, I'm like, all right, he probably has something brutal planned. So I'm thinking, all right. So I take knight takes e3 because the idea is if he goes over here, check and pick up this, or I can go here after he moves up here. Something like that. So instead, he goes rook d3. I move rook c3 because now I'm defending that. He does f takes e3. Now basically the idea behind that is to sacrifice this rook to get this open file. Let's see if it pays off. Now do rook takes d3. Rook f1, check. I'm thinking, all right, what's the best thing to do? So I do knight f5 to interpose. Bishop takes f5. G takes f5. Now he does rook takes f5 check. Now I was going over them in my head, but I don't think I did the calculations completely correct. But I didn't like any calculations where pawn takes. So now, what would you do if you're black? Would you do something like this to go over here? Would you do something like this? That seems like a decent move. Who knows? What would you do? What did white? What did I play? What did black play? Pretty much the game. Pretty much this move saved the game for me. Bam. Is now check, regardless of how you do it, unless you sacrifice the rook for the bishop. All checks are prevented for at least one move. King g8. That's a double explanation point, in my opinion. Really a superior move. So he decides to take here. Now his idea is to move queen f7 check, king h8, knight g6 checkmate. So you know what? I might as well take that threat away. All right. I do queen c1 check. He does king h2, and then I do rook d1 rook d2 check. Then he does knight g2. Now, since that knight's now no longer in the square, I could take this. Now there's a pawn formation you don't see every single day. I haven't seen that since or before. Anyway, all right. So he does queen takes d5. Now, where would you say would be the best place to put the king? Okay, here perhaps? Over here? Now here's what's wrong with putting the king to h8. And now this is pinned. So, all right. So that's out of the question. All right, what if he moves the queen right here? Now, the move is king h7. Because now if he moves the pawn up here, I can move here. If he moves the queen over here, I can, the two deliver check, I can move the bishop to g7 and interpose. Now, he takes. I push. All right, I say, you know what? You can have my bishop. Because now, if he takes here, checkmate. So he realizes that he can't do that. He does a blunder right here. Black to move, checkmate in two. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Okay. You can pause the video if you wish. Now, here's what I played. Bishop d6 right here. He moves up here because that's the only move. Checkmate because can't move here, can't can't move here, and he can't move here. He can't take his own piece. There's nothing he can do to interpose, so that's it. Even if he didn't get that checkmate, like even if he didn't move pawn to e6, checkmate's inevitable anyway. All right, let's say he moves the queen to b7, but meanwhile you have to keep your queen on this diagonal to prevent queen takes. Now you move your bishop to g7. This is also the reason why king h7 before is better than king g7. Now if he delivers check here, don't take it. You go up here, check. All right, he moves the queen over here to defend. Now you move the queen up here because you're threatening check here, king over, rook up check, knight over, checkmate. So now he moves the king over here to prevent the queen from moving over here. So now, how do you put the pressure on to g3? Simple, you push the pawn right here. He's now checkmate is inevitable. Now he takes. He's now the queen g3 would just be king takes right here, bang, bang. So now you push the rook over here, check, because now he can't move here, can't move here, can't move here. And if he moves the knight over here, rook here, check, queen over, rook takes check, mate. So now he moves the king over here, queen over here, check, because that's how you put the pressure, because you're forcing him here or here. Now he moves down here, rook d1 check, knight e1, rook takes e1, checkmate.